1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. To the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Next, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, we'll try it again. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands on your waist. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Cross. Knees. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center rotating down. 1, 2, 3, 4, Switch. 1, 2, 3, and stop. Center, hands up. Inhale, pull in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, and stop. Okay, stretch it out. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 And center. Okay, spread your feet if you can. So the key thing in stretching is to relax and breathe and exhale as you try to expand or reach out and increase the range of that motion. Okay, shake it out. So typically this is the stretching that we do in class. If you're new to this, that stretching might be a little extreme for you. Inhale, exhale. Pull in, inhale, exhale. We should be breathing through the nose. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Tongue touching the roof of your mouth. Hands on your waist, shoulder roll. Circular movements going backwards. Circular movements going forward. And center. Next, palms down, press, release, exhale, inhale. And stop. Hands up, palms up. Deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, wrists, elbows and knees. Reverse. Okay, palms down. Bigger circle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Leg swing. Okay, so we're doing mirror image, so you can just follow the same side. Hands alternate with the leg, and you start to swing. Okay, switch, other side. So it's opposite sides alternating back and forth. And center. Okay, next, I'm going to go side to side, opposite, and cross. And center. Okay, other side. And center. Okay, shake it out. Hands up, deep breathing, inhale, exhale. Inhale, up on your toes, exhale on the way down. Inhale, breathe through your nose, exhale through the nose, tongue touching the roof of your mouth. We'll try it one more time. Inhale, exhale. Okay, just as a footnote, be sure when we do these exercises, they're done slowly, but at the same time, we try not to be too physical with the movement. So excessive movement or excessive strength is not good when you're trying to learn gentle movement. So just follow the motion as softly and gently as possible. So the next thing we're going to do is called silk wheeling, and we spread the feet. The legs are going to go back and forth. This is called hold the ball. And we're going to pass through the diagonal flying and part the horse's mane and continue. Following along, the lead hand or the dominant hand could be defined as the forward hand. The other hand is kind of supplementing the movement. So we have the position like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back to center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it's 1, okay, sorry, come back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we should end up looking like this. When we sit back, we're looking that direction, palms are both down. Then we merge again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And once you build the continuity, just keep it continuously flowing. And switch. We're going to go to the other side. Forward leg, forward hand, sit back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice as I count through these motions, it doesn't happen exactly simultaneously. It's actually a sequential order. Although when you blend it together, it seems like it's happening simultaneously. But actually it's 1, and then 2, 3, and 4, and finally 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The difficulty in doing this is And the challenge is to get everything moving. Everything meaning your appendages, your arms, your legs, which includes those 12 major joints, and your torso, which is turning and twisting. Okay, center, neutral position, deep breathing, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, let's cross the forearms. Okay, I have my left leg forward, you should have your right leg forward, open and close. Expand and contract. Turn to the side, hands are both facing in this direction, and we cross. And center. Switch. Okay, next, shoulder width stance preparation. Okay, lower hoop. So standing meditation, holding the ball, lower hoop, or actually it's lower waist level position. Arms are cupped, shoulders are cupped, rounding out, fingertips about 5 inches apart. Fingertips actually spread open. Raise the hand a little higher, about shoulder height. Clear your thoughts, tongue touching the roof of your mouth. Breathe slowly, inhale and exhale in position. Okay. Elbows down. Lower hoop, palms down position, lift the spine. Extend, fingertips pointing down. Deep breathing, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay, diagonal flying, step out. Shoulder and hip. Separate the hands on the slant. So if you're following along, try to listen to the names of the different exercises so you get familiar with what these are. Okay, so this is diagonal flying, or sometimes appears to be part the horse's mane. So these are postures in the form. Switch. Okay, center. Okay, palms down. Lift up, carry tiger to the mountain. Lower hoop, pass through the middle, Forehead height, palms out. Cross. Lower. And recycle, begin again. Okay, infinity sign. Okay, form the fist. Okay, palms together. Okay, center. Right side, thumbs up. So this is my right, your left. Alternate the shoulders. And center. Switch. Thumbs up, elbow out. And center. Let's switch, drop the elbow, switch the other side. A transition from right to left, beginning style. Extend out, turn, draw the bow. Okay. Spread the feet, horse stance position. Okay, one hand can be, either side can be on top. So in this case, this side is on top. Lift up and go to the direction that the top hand is facing. Ready? So go in this direction. On top, turn. On top, turn. This is fan through the back. Okay, next, raise the hand. Palms down, hands up, deep breathing. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, relax for a few seconds. So those are our stationary fundamental exercises. They appear to be calisthenics on the first, in the beginning, say 8 or 10 motions, and then we start to build some integration of body, and then we work patterns. And from the patterns, we end up doing some of the most popular postures, in any type of Tai Chi, and also the important transitions within the individual postures in the Tai Chi Paradigm form. So let's expand those exercises. Now this is just working the pivoting. So put your hands on your waist. So the pivoting is actually squaring up the feet, and this is actually how you measure your shoulder width stance. So I like to talk about the geometry of position. So this is the 90-degree position. This is your shoulder width position, okay? So all our warm-ups actually start in this position. So it's a good exercise to do just to kind of measure your stance, okay? Then next, we pivot, kick the heel out, and we turn this way. So this becomes your sitting or empty stance, and you go forward and back. And then you turn back to center, shift and pivot. So over time, you begin to realize that you have to unweight one side in order to move the opposite side. Okay. Turn. So this is actually learning to pivot and take you in the direction of the next posture in the sequence of the form, and also teaching you to shift your weight. Okay, good. Shake it out. Okay, just going to the geometry position, you would find that there's a triangle, there's a hoop, there's our square position, and relax. Okay, so anything that's square is either parallel or you form a 90-degree position with the joints in your body. So actually we're manipulating our skeletal structure to create these joint angle positions, and that's actually what muscle memory is. So each posture, as you start to evolve, has a specific position for your arm, your leg, and when you combine these different joint angle positions, you create a posture. When we do this, we have a center line. So it's important to track your center line And then we have 3 levels that we work with: the waist, the shoulder, and forehead or eyebrow level. Okay. Then in directions, we have the forward direction, we have the backward direction, then we have right and left. So right and left could be turning right, turning left, or I'd like to specify that the hoop position is considered the elbow out position. When we straighten our arms, we go into the vertical elbow position. So these are a couple of principles or even fundamentals that we should all be aware of, so that when we go through the form and I say vertical or horizontal, strum the lute or neutral, you're going to be able to realize what those positions are. In the beginning, it's a little bit confusing because you're trying to figure out whether it's right and left, and you're not familiar with moving in a direction. So that takes a little bit of time to get familiar with. But once you build those 2 fundamental ideas of vertical and horizontal, then when we do grass the sparrow's tail or any of these more complicated, sequential type single posture positions, then you won't get as confused. All right. So palms down, all right, palms out, palms side to side are another thing that you should be aware of, because when the palms face up, like in this position, you have the lower hoop. When we push out, like leopard and tiger springs the mountain, you have a palm out position. So all pushes are going to be pushed in a direction. So that's what the directional idea is. In drawing back and pushing or crossing and folding, they're ideas of movements on the back side. So forward movements generally, leg-wise, are this, and backward would be sitting or empty stance. Empty stance comes in 2 forms. It could be heel, foot down like this, or even toe close to you. So these are all positions where the rear leg is the supporting leg. Okay. So depending on what your transition is, you can go through any one of those 3 positions. So if you're sometimes confused when you're learning the form, you say, should the toe be here or should the heel be there? That's really related to the individual transition and posture. You won't get actually to some of those positions till maybe in the second half of the form, maybe in the 108 movement form. But regardless, this stance and this stance are, the most dominant, most prevalent in the form. The idea is shifting forward and back. And we're starting from a 90-degree stance. So when we bend the knees and we move forward, this is your empty stance. How close should it be? It should be a couple of 3 inches to the outside of the heel. If you bring the foot back, it should just be a straight shot back. But if you're here and you kind of bump into the other foot, your stance is probably too narrow. When we're in the shoulder width stance and we adjust this foot and step up, that essentially is your empty stance. It's still the same line. When you go forward and you straighten the back foot, that's still about shoulder width. So, those are just reference points or referencing your body so you begin to understand, where the feet should be when you're in a specific stance. Okay, going from this position, let's bend the knees, okay? And we're going to shift to the right and move the left foot out, okay? The hands go to vertical, horizontal, and press. Okay, that's beginning style. If we toe out and step up, go to the right side by flipping the hand and finding your right side and press. So that's beginning style, right side. So I'm going to do it with the mirror, so I think it'd be easier. So this is the same side. You start off with your heels together. You're going to go to a pivoting position by pivoting on the balls of the feet. So that opens the position. Your hands do this. This is preparation. Okay? Let's shift the weight and turn this foot 45 degrees. Move this foot in and step out. find your vertical, and you go to the horizontal. Okay? Sit back 45 degrees with the front foot. Here's checking your weight. That's that toe down position. And here, flip your elbows, stroke down. 1, 2. Thumbs up, that's the horizontal elbow. Press forward, that's beginning style. Okay, let's review that again. Ready? Shoulder, shoulder width. Now, once we've measured the shoulder width position, we don't have to go through that. That's an exercise to do. When we establish the shoulder width, we go right into preparation as the first movement. Step up on the left side. Left side, hands up, vertical to horizontal. Shift your weight, toe out, step through. Right side. Flip your hands. Thumbs up and press. Okay, so that's something you have to memorize, and then if you do it, how do you memorize movements is to do it over and over again. You might have to review it 100 times before it actually starts to set in. We don't have enough time in each class to do it 100 times. So that's my right foot. This is my left foot. Okay, so depending on which stance you're going in, because we're going to have a variety of stepping up movements when we learn basically the sequence on a linear form. So we start off preparation. In this case, we're going to go left foot forward, left hand up, press forward, sit back, toe out, check your weight, step through, flip your hands down, and then press forward. Okay. So for students that are following, this is actually a good drill for yourself. If you have a mirror at home, you can actually follow your own movements. Your eyes should track your movements and get some of these positions visually as mental imagery. So grasp the sparrow's tail is these 4 movements. Vertical, horizontal, press. Both palms face down, roll back, or actually go to your left side of the waist, bring it across to your right side. Because we have the right leg forward, we push off that leg, okay? Or on that same side, we hook the wrist and we sit back. Okay, so that's 4 movements. 1 vertical, horizontal, palms down to divert or roll back. Inside hand turns up, connect at the wrist, and push forward. So you should look something like this. Then you hook your wrist and sit back. Okay. So when you hook your wrist, you just drop your hand as the most simple way to do it. And then you roll your 3 fingers toward the meaty part of your thumb, and then connect the thumb and the index finger. So that's our single whip. So it looks like this. You look in the mirror, it looks like this. Okay. So if you've done any of that finger shadowing thing back when you were a youth, you might know that that's forming like an eye, a bird. Okay, so you hook your wrists, and that's your single whip position. Okay, shake that up. Now we're going to the next position. Let's stand like this in the shoulders. Let's turn this foot 45 degrees out like this. Let's turn in that direction and bring the foot together. Step directly to the side and open this foot. That sets up a 45-degree horse stance. Our hands are out like this. Find the 45 line where the elbows go. Drop your elbow. Okay? Turn your palms out. So your palms are facing the 45-degree line. Okay? Hook your wrist. That's single whip. Okay? Single whip. Single as in one, whip as a, as snapping the bull whip. So it's the same whip. Okay? It's just a name. You don't have to overthink it. It's just a name. Okay. Let's try that again, right? From here, toe out, turn, feet together, bend your knees, bring your foot out, pivot, okay? Find your line, that's the position, hook your wrists. Okay, so that's the final position. When you're in the shoulder width stance and we pivot like this and turn, our hands are actually in this position. We step out and open. Now this hand slides across to the opposite corner and we find that position. Okay, so that's single whip. The next thing we do is bring the hand in and down. Bring it across and level. See, so you see the hands shoulder height, both hands on the center line, palms facing each other. Okay, that's to hold the ball. It's a transition from single whip. 1, 2. So here's the palm side. It goes in and down, across, and level. Okay, shake that out. Let's try that again, right? From the corner. And our hands set up in this position. We step out, pivot on the heel, draw it across, find that position, bring it to center, lower hoop, bring it across and level. Okay. Now we can shift from side to side. And that's actually what would happen if we were to go to this position, diagonal flying. Okay, so diagonal flying, we did that in the drills and we're in this step out position. So we were just to get into this position like this and we cross the wrists, that actually is shoulder and hip. Okay? Because shoulder and hip start you, when you flatten the hands, they end up crossing each other. And there's your diagonal flying. Okay, shake that out. So I won't go over the diagonal flying too much. I just wanted to expose you to grasp the sparrow's tail and single whip. The sequential part of that we're actually not working on. We're just defining the postures. Once we define the postures and you can practice them on your own, you can build off of that. Remember, these videos are archived, and because they're archived, you can revisit them at any section of the video to find out which part of the video you want to review, and you can roll it back and see it again and again until you get some of these basics down. The exercises as we go forward are going to be exactly the same. We do these every class. They're archived, and eventually you'll be able to do those practically on your own. And then from there you can build your sequence. Okay, now I'm going to go through the whole form for the people that are actually following us that are in class, and then we can, if we have time, we can work on something else. Okay, preparation is the beginning. So this is the Tai Chi Paradigm form, 37 postures, or 37 movement, 16 postures. So we're here. Ready? Preparation and begin. Step up on the left side, press forward. Now this is all mapped out. Might be a little bit more challenging for anybody following for the first time or who hasn't learned the form. Grasp the sparrow's tail right side. Hook your wrists and end up in this corner. So you can see we already went over this. Hold the ball. Shift, diagonal flying. Shift, step up. Here again, we're in beginning style. Continuing on, raise the hand. Now raise the hand only up to the forehead. Bend from the waist, stork flaps wings. There's your other side. These are your wings. Toe, heel pivot, sink the elbow, relax the shoulder, turn to your right. Brush knee and push. Second brush knee and push. Third brush knee and push. forth, brush knee and push. Going back to the right side. So that's the step up, brush knee and push. Neutral position, strum the loop, turning 45 degrees, back to left center. Step up, shoulder width stance, close the door. Form the right fist, and you step up and punch. Infinity sign is the divert block motion, and you punch again. Cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Sit back to vertical elbow, turn, slide it out, fist under elbow. So this fist is under elbow, both hands are facing you, okay? Then you go back to neutral. We round out on the left, press forward, and we lean forward, straighten the back foot as you turn to the left, and reverse the stance. Repulse. Retreat and repulse the monkey. Now to the right side. Mirror image movements, straighten the back foot, reverse. Repulse the monkey. Repulse the monkey is done 3 times, so we have to go back to the left one more time. Flip the hands and forward. Sit back to neutral. Now you're on the right side. This is another way of holding the ball. So you just set up to hold the ball position, toe out, step up. Turn toward the front or to your right, and here's diagonal flying. Sit back to neutral. Here's that toe position. You lift up, insert the needle to the toe position, and step out. So here's your toe, here's your heel, forward and back, adjust 45 degrees, open the stance, fan through the back. Turn. Stroke down, invert the hand, sink out, parry and punch. Form the fist, step up. Initiate a punch, divert, block the infinity sign. And followed with a punch again, repeating leopard and tiger springs to mountain. The left hand is to the outside in that instance. Bring it down, turn to the rear right corner, carry tiger to the mountain. Square the feet, line the toes up, cross the forearm, left hand to the outside, forehead height, bend down. This is your left stork flaps wings. Toe heel pivot, left side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Horizontal, palms down, inside hand up toward this hip, across to your left side, push. Drop your wrist, that's the hook side. Adjust to 45 degree, foot in, move it out, pivot on the heel to open, draw across, single whip. Palm side in, hook side across, and level. Now here's where we reverse the ball. And you flip the hands over, shift, okay? Pivot slightly for the diagonal flying, and you sit back to neutral. Stroke down, bring the back hand over the top, and you hold the ball. Part the horse's mane, you gaze down at the lower hand, sit back, toe out. Pass through center, step up, go back to this neutral, right side neutral, stroke down, back hand goes over the top, hold the ball, and you lean forward looking at the lower hand. Sit back, now we cross corner. Find your center, left side, round out, you sit back to neutral, turn towards your center, turn the hand over, Jade Lady work shuttle. There's your final position, cross over, forward, back. This is your right side Jade Lady work shuttle. Drop your elbow, hook your wrist. Back to the same hook position. Feet just like we did earlier, the single whip. As long as you can go through the same procedure, you should be okay with that transition. This hand goes down. This hand goes down. As you begin to lift and pass through, this is turning, okay? Switch the hands. So this is cloud hands. Actually, in the warm-ups, I had skipped cloud hands as a drill. Hook your wrists. Single whip. Okay, now we hold the ball. Flip it over. Diagonal flying. Turn to the side and back. Close the form. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So listen, we're about an hour now. So we're just about to wrap up, the Tai Chi Paradigm portion of the Tai Chi class. We're going to move to the 108 form. So if you're following, us, we have this archive. The classes are on a schedule now. It's Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday mornings at 9:30. All of these are archived. You can't do it at that time, then follow us throughout the day. You can do it numerous times. It's on there it's on there 24/7. So it gives you plenty of opportunity. Actually, we're in this state where not going out and not keeping that social distancing. So you're home a lot. If you're bored, tune in and try to see what else we do. There's lots of tutorials and different concepts from the different styles. You might be just interested in watching. If you can decide that maybe Kung Fu is something that you might want to do, you can kind of tune in and see what that's about. But other than that, we're on Facebook. There's YouTube. If you go Calvin Chin streaming, you could probably find us, in the tutorials. If you go to our website, calvinjit.com, there's a lot of information there, and there's also the links to wherever you...
I've got the letters on the screen so they can see all that information.
Okay, so on the screen it's all there. It's evolving, it's fluid, so as we continue, we have, as much information as we can get to you so that you can find us. And if you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you join and subscribe, that would help us know who's actually getting involved. So that's it. We'll see you next time. 108 starts now. Okay, so let's do cloud hand movements from the shoulder width stance. Okay. Now, this is something that's in every style of Tai Chi, but when we do our cloud hands, make sure the hand doesn't go above the eyes, okay? We don't want our hands waving like this and being too excessive. We want the hands to pass right past the eyes or maybe about the nose level. Really depends on your anatomy. Maybe you have a long hand or long fingers, maybe it'll go a little bit higher. But the key thing is really where your elbow is, okay? So the elbow kind of measures the size of your circle. Now when we turn to the corners, we switch and turn and switch and turn. So the trigger point is in this corner because that's where our single whip and the hook wrist is. But we don't actually do that when we're in cloud hand motion. But you have to have a sort of an idea where those hands are going to separate from. Okay. Now we actually turn our spine, keeping it straight and vertical. And then as we start to pick up our feet, we realize that there is a pivoting. Okay, so once this foot is here and we step, we're like this. And we pivot, this is your T stance. So you're really going from corner to corner, 45 to 45. And then the step out in the upper body eventually will have a synchronization. Okay, going back, let's start that again, okay? So we start from here, hook your wrists, open the stance, single whip. Hold the ball, and pause. Okay, so I'm going to do the first version like we're doing the paradigm, and then I'm going to do the second version like we're doing the 108. Okay, so the first version is what we just did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hook your wrists, the single whip. Now when you go through this in class, when we go through the hand movements and the feet movements, now pay attention to the upper-lower connection between our single whip position okay. So as we shift, we begin to connect. We shift, begin to connect. So our body is actually connecting, and then it starts to turn. Okay, so there's a lot of ideas built into that specific sequence. There's a lot of principles built into that. You have upper-lower coordination tied to your waist. You have substantial and insubstantial. You have pivoting, the unweighted leg. You have your hands moving. The patterns are pretty important as to, which dimension it's passing through. But that's really a skill level that evolves over time. You can't pick up on all the things I'm talking about as soon as I talk about it because, once you start to move, your level of concentration and consciousness of your movements start to break up. So then you start to think of one thing, you can't follow the other thing. So all of this stuff eventually will enter the subconscious behavior where the movements will actually be programmed in your system and you actually will not be thinking exactly about the details because it's happened. So then the next form of cloud hands is the one that we do in 108. We hold the ball. Building the first position is this. Second part is this. And then we turn. I actually brought up why we did that last time, and it's really to shift your weight and to stay in your position and integrate your upper and lower body even more than typically by just passing through it. Because sustainability in a position is very, very important as you begin to evolve, to realize the structural integrity of your position that's so important with functionality. And then we're back. Okay, so that's a tutorial on the cloud hands, it's just a little practice with that. So remember, 45 degrees is here, 45 degrees is there, okay? 45 degrees is there, 45 corners. Hook your wrists. Okay, hold the ball, reverse the ball with the footwork. Okay? So we practice this to hold the ball, typically. We practice this to pivot to this corner. Now when we combine those movements, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that synchronization or the compatibility of motion allows you to build that relationship. Okay, that's reversing the ball. Now, while we bring in different components of our body, ultimately it all ends, at some final point, and that's your final position. So if we're here and I hold the ball and then I start to move, my ultimate position would be this. So everything ties in, you settle in, this leg becomes substantial, that becomes the supporting part of that, and then you begin to move to whether you close the form or go to part the horse's mane. If we were closing the form, you would do this. If we're going to part the horse's mane, you would do this. So it's a transition. So that brings up the point of silk reeling. If you practice silk reeling and get all the dimensional changes in the silk reeling and timing it as perfectly as possible, you'll discover your transitions inside the form when you're closing the form, when you're going to part the horse's mane. These are how we build movement, and this is, as creatures of habit, if we learn these subtle motions and patterns in our body, it becomes just, an innate motion that just happens. It becomes intrinsic, and intrinsic motion is something that sometimes you hear as intrinsic energy, but the thing is, intrinsic means that the movements have been combined into this harmony and a sort of a united network in the body. So our body becomes this amazing coordinated machine. So while we go through this transformation, which it takes time, and I'm not talking about days and hours, I'm talking about days, hours, and years. So as you pass through this, and your body will constantly learn and pick up any of these strategies. Okay, now going through to the next piece of the 108 sequence, let's go to the form itself. All right, so we'll run through that because everyone likes to go through the form. So we'll go through it together. And actually, Minor, you can want to come in. So I'll do this form with Minor. Okay. So we just start off. We're keeping our 6-foot distance, abiding by the rules and regulations of the CDC. Okay, I'm going to step back a little so I don't leave the camera view. So this is instep kicks. So this is where the kicks come in. Heel kick. Oops. Brush knee. We have two of these. So if you were following, actually if you did the Tai Chi Paradigm, you could see that this is mostly where it changes other than the oblique movements. Posture-wise, essentially, Tai Chi Paradigm has most of the ones in the beginning of the form. A lot of these movements are a little bit more difficult, but it's something you can, evolve into if you have an interest. The form takes about 15 minutes to do. These are the obliques to go to the corners. So we have 5 pot the horse's manes here. The second one just rolls right into it just to change the interpretation of the movement slightly. Jade Lady work shuttle 4 times. Grasp barrel's tail, caps off the end of the Jade Lady work shuttle, and we're back to the front. And we have the second set of cloud hands. Neutral position, Snake sticks out tongue. Downward posture. Golden cockroach stands on one leg. Repulse the monkey for the second time. We carry tiger to the mountain again. We open the stance, hold the ball, and repeat. Step up. Raise the hand. Stork flaps wings. Toe heel pivot. Brush knee one time. Insert the needle. Turn, parry and punch. Stepping up, form the fists and punch. Divert, block, and punch. So as you notice, sequentially it's just repeating. But what we have is different transitions to go through the different postures. This begins the third set of cloud hands. Palm strikes face. Single lotus kick. So the left hits the right, left side brush knee. Punch down to crotch. Step up. Forward, back, and forward. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Single whip. Okay, second downward posture. Pull down. Step up. Cross hands. Ride the tiger. Palm strikes face. Turn. Double lotus kick, so that means hit with both hands. Draw bow to shoot tiger. So that's still a crescent kick. Palm strikes face, repeating this for the second time. We turn, parry and punch. Palm strikes face, high pat the horse. Step up. Grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists. Single whip. Hold and reverse the ball. Close the form. Okay, deep breathing, inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, so, that completes the form. I think we have just about time, right, Lucian? Yeah, so So that was the long form. We practiced that, in all the Tai Chi classes typically, and most of the students know that a class typically is 1 hour, and we combine Tai Chi Paradigm and the long form together. So this would really an extension of that segment of a class so that we can focus a bit on the 108 movement form. Those of you following, Tai Chi is a martial art. There's so many components to it. There's pushing hands, there's Tai Chi weapon, and so forth. But the thing is, because we have social distancing, we're not going to demonstrate any of that. And there's other training methods for movements that would help and support Tai Chi's movements in the martial application. So a lot of people think, well, Tai Chi is done slowly, so how could you defend or use it? But the idea is extreme slowness brings extreme quickness and speed. So speed is how we generate power. We have our other drills that develop that. So on that note, follow us. The thing is, we're trying to adapt and change the schedule. Okay, that's it. I'll see you next time.